with the topics, I see like people Ravi and Venkatesh facing issue with the GitHub. Do you guys want to share your screen? Anyone who facing? Yes, Ravi. Okay, I'm making you as a co-host. I see two Ravi Kumars. Have you joined with two devices? Can you make it? I mean, which one I need to go for? Okay, before that, do I have the permission for share? I'm the co-host. Okay, so can you try sharing now? I'm actually stopping the screen share. Could you try sharing, Ravi? Yeah, I can see your screen. Git did not exit cleanly, so and so. Okay, close this. Okay, right click here. Is Git. Okay, go for Git clone. Okay, before that, can you go into the command prompt once? Go to the command prompt and give the command called as Git. Yeah, it is installed. Very good. Okay, come back here. Uh, okay, do one thing. Uh, go to uh, go to your github.com and the browser. Okay, copy that URL. Go to command prompt. Give the command git space clone space URL. Paste. Right click. Enter. Remote repository not found. Okay, give something called as git space config. Git space setup. Git setup is not. What is the command to log in? Git help. Yeah, click on enter. Git merge, git base, git help. Okay, can you go in? Is it required git init, sir? What actually the git? Okay, try giving git space init. Enter. I mean, he's not going with a new git folder, right? He's actually going to the cloning. Okay, go to the folder once again, background. Okay, right click here, click on clone. Okay, one second. I think it has got into other repository. Okay, remove the .git folder, please. Okay, right click, click on git clone. Okay, one second, React.js. Okay, just click on OK now. One second. Repository UI classes not found. Why so? Why my UI classes is not found? Durga Prasad UI classes. Okay, close this. Right click. Tortoise Git. Settings. Under that, it will be asking for your mail ID. Where was that? It is general. Network at the left side, you see net. Yeah, it is the same mail ID what you have? I see the email ID as ST Ravikumar 18 not. So I hope it's the same, right? Okay. Can you go back to the browser once? On the right side, you have an account. Can you click on that? Right side of the page at the bottom, a bit up. On the right side, completes. Yes, yes, yes. Bottom body. Yes. Click on that. Okay, it is Ravikumar 189. It is the same. Why it is saying that you couldn't able to access this? Click on your profile. Go down, edit profile on the left side. Okay, it's only the name. Okay, skip. On the left side menu, you click on that small menu icon. Left side, go to home. Okay, so you have Durga Prasad. Click on this. Click on this. Copy this URL once again on the top. Okay, go to your folder once again. Try to click on clone, git clone. Durga Prasad UI classes. Okay, click on OK now. Why the hell it is saying not report, not found? Okay, do one thing. Okay, it is saying fatal repository error. Git does not clean exactly. Click on retry. React.js training GitHub UI classes. Click on that link once. Is it is going to the right folder? Yeah, click on at the bottom. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, it is going good, right? What is the issue? Okay, can you go into other folder instead of D, right? Can you go into other folder, other drive? Go to your Explorer. Uh, okay, you only have D drive. Okay, can you go into D drive one? Okay, you have C drive also, right? Click on C drive. Okay, you're already in the C drive. Go to D drive, please. Create a new folder, React. Okay, React JS training, it's already there. Open that. Oh, you have same folders in both C drive and D drive. Let's try in the C drive. Earlier it was D drive, right? So here also open this GitHub, right click, clone. Okay, click on OK. Okay, close. Try to go to D drive and try this. Okay, Anush, in GitHub, copy the button SS URL. Yeah, let's try that part also. Okay, just okay, click on OK here. Okay, close this. Go to your browser once. Yes, copy the SS HTTPS. I think cloning this using web. Not here. Go to that cloning part only. There itself, you give this URL. Now you say okay. It's already pasted. It automatically pastes that by default. Just say okay. Not close. Okay, I said. Yeah. Okay, let's see this. I mean, just pass me the screenshot to me. I will have a look on that. Why don't he fork the repo from your repo? But in order to, first of all, he has to clone, right, Bharat? Can you go into the browser once again? Go to the SSH, GitHub CLI. Okay, git repo clone. Okay, copy that and go to the command prompt and try that. Enter. Okay, go to your folder once again, Explorer. Right click, open git bash. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, open git bash here. Okay, now you paste the command, right click and remove that. Enter. At the right side, you have some hyphen, UI classes hyphen. Okay, give something called as git space clone. No, remove this command. We'll try for new one. Git space clone space. Copy that URL from the browser. Remove that extra things. Hash also has to be removed. Yeah. Enter. Why it is saying repository not found, man? Durga Prasad UI repository not found. How come repository not found? Okay, I will see on that, Ravi. Okay, I'll get back to you once again. Just send the screenshot to me. I will have a check once again. I'm sharing my screen back. Okay. So where are we, guys? What are we discussing in the last class? So we started with, we understood about like how do we get the, instead of depending upon the third party library, okay, esm.sh, we are going to depend upon our own local, like how you're going to install your React 19 in your local. So how the two files, which is React DOM and your react.js file. Okay, those are the files which we could able to download in the local and we could able to make it. But from your React 19, what is happening is they have not yet provided the UMD files. You need to have the UMD files using which you could able to use the React in your local. Okay, so that is the reason what we have done. We were using the React modules itself. In order to do that, we have created the complete React project. Okay, so that is using your white bundler. So white is the bundler we have using which we could able to create a complete React project. So I have just deleted the React project here, I mean, which was there earlier. Now I'm going to do it once again. It is so simple steps we have, right? So what are the simple steps to create a React project here? So I say React.js so-and-so under the, so what's the command we have? We have something called as npm. This is the package manager, which helps us in starting up the server, I mean, setting up the local servers. Okay, those are all stuff which will be helpful. So I say npm, what was that? Create space white @latest. So which indicates that, boss, using your white bundler, you need to create a React project, which is the latest version. Space, what? Project name. Okay, I say React web app. Okay, so React web app is the one what I'm giving, space hyphen template hyphen space React. Okay, so using the latest React template, you have to create a project using your white. So now if I click on enter, it is going to ask you some questions. Boss, do you want to go with vanilla, which is without, I mean, just a plain JavaScript project? No, I would like to go with a React project here. I select this React. Now I'm going to select this JavaScript. Okay, so this is how it has been done. Now what it is saying, now to start your project, you simply say cd react so and so, npm install so and so, and npm run dev. Yesterday I have clearly discussed about what is npm install, what is npm run dev also. Okay, is dev is a predefined command? Can I create my own commands also? Just add an entry into the package.json file. Okay, now I say cd react so and so, I say npm install. Whenever you say npm install, it will look into the package.json. It will download all the modules, whatever we are dependent on. Now, once I click on enter, so npm install is every time we need to do. It's only one time. Okay, only before you for the very first time when you're starting. Okay, this is done. 33 packages were done so and so. Now after that, I say npm run dev. That's it. Now it is going to tell you. So the white bundler is saying that, boss, I'm actually running the server, which is a live server which has been started at 5173 port number. Now I come over here. I say so and so. Okay, this is the simple project what we got created. Is everyone clear here? Everyone could able to create the projects yesterday? No one is having any issue. Very good. Okay, Ganesh, can you take a look other class voice? Is it other class? No, I don't see any unmuted here. Is it for everyone, guys? Do you feel any disturbance? No. Could you please check it from your side, Ganesh? Janvi, please explain white bundler once again. So as I said to you, Janvi, like why the reason we go with the bundler is going to help you to create a local server. Bundler is going to help you to minimize the code, whatever we have written. Bundler is going to build the piece of code for development at the same time production environment. Okay. So other than white, what all the other bundlers we have? We have something called as RS build, we have something called as Webpack, we have something called as Parcel, etc. Okay, White and Webpack are most popular nowadays in the market. Okay, so Webpack is also mostly used and White is also being used there. Hope I'm clear with your question, ma'am. Okay, Yasmin, yesterday I tried creating the folder in assignment, it got created outside. Is it? Under the assignments, others, assignments. Okay. I don't see the folder here, Janvi. Sorry, Yasmin. I don't see your folder here. I think it is not yet created. Okay, Yasmin, what you can do is under others, under assignments, you create your folder. Please go to the GitHub link. I mean, outside might be I have not took the latest git sync. I think that is fine. Okay, let me check here. Merge branch so and so, Yasmin, I deleted it. Why the reason you're okay, you have already deleted it. So that's fine, right? I mean, you already deleted. So what is the question you have? Now you try to create the folder under that others folder. What is stopping? Okay, under your assignments folder, now you try to create one folder and put one sample file, then you try to submit it. Okay, we'll have a check on that. And can you once again explain this part? Which one, Yashwant? Can you be specific on your question? My folder files are not showing green check. Lakshmi, your folders are not showing in the green check. Sometimes the tortoise SVN does that, but it will be happening. I mean, try to refresh your folder or try to restart your system, whatever the Git folder you have, right? Under that, like for example, UI full stack is my Git folder. So it automatically does that. Okay, just try to refresh the system or try to restart it. Ignore above message. Now it is showing. Yeah, as I said, you're right. I mean, sometimes it does that. Okay, so this is what we have done. This is how we could able to create a project, and this is how it is running and executing. Okay, now the other part what we are still pending is we need to explore what is actually, let me open our VS Code, import this guy as a complete component, a complete folder here, file, open folder. We are going to say under your C drive, under your UI full stack, under your UI classes, React.js. So React web app, this is the select folder which I could able to import it. Okay, as a complete package. Anytime you are working in your local machines, you make sure you're going to import your project, something like this. Okay, now we have like lots of files here, public and SRC you might be knowing, Node.js, Node modules also you already knew it, right? So public folder will be having all the static files, SRC will be having all the JS6. If now everybody know what do you mean by JS6? A JavaScript file which is having the XML type of content, which is going to have HTML along with the JavaScript. In your React, we don't create a dot HTML files. It's all JSX files. Okay, all the JavaScript itself will be accessible to the HTML. Okay, so on the top, now when I go to the SRC, there is something called as app.jsx. Like yesterday I was discussing earlier, whatever we were doing this in order to create in order to make the existing web application as a React supportive, we need to create that React DOM. We need to do that render method. Okay, those all steps are which are already done. This is what we call it as a boilerplate code. Whenever we use that white bundler, it is helping us to create a simple boilerplate code also, using which the piece of code which is needed for minimum project running is already there. You can just start making use of it. Okay, so this is the code we have, and the main code is app.jsx. You see, this is all the piece of div tag, etc. Whatever you could able to see on the page, right? So this is the piece of code they have already added. So now you can remove this. Now you can start writing our own piece of code. Now I say our app code is about to come. Save this guy. Now if you reload the page, it automatically comes. So this is your live server. Live server in the sense, I mean, you don't need to do any type of refreshing here. Okay, manually you don't need to do any type of refresh. It automatically reloads the page when there is any changes on the your JSX file or at the project files. Okay. Now, first of all, we need to discuss something about what do you mean by factories, what do you mean by services, and what do you mean by components. Okay, so we need to understand about what do you mean by factory, what do you mean by services, and what do you mean by components. Okay, so when I say a factory, okay, first of all, we need to understand something like this. Let me create a picture for this. So this is your web application. Okay, we have to build something called as web application here. Application is like the angle, like your, what do you say, Amazon.com, Flipkart.com. Okay, these all things will be falling under the web application. We have to create the web application here. In order to create the web application, do I need to make use of React library? Yes, right. So what I have to use here, I'm going to make use of something called as React library. So using your React library, we would like to create a simple web application. Now, when I come to the React library, why the reason we are going with the React library? It comes with some predefined JavaScript methods which can be reused, and using which is the job which has been already predefined, use the methods and get the job done. Okay, it holds set of predefined methods and objects, isn't it? It is going to come up with some predefined methods and objects. At the same time, we can say some values and some functions, etc. Okay, so we will be using all these features into your web application in order to get the job done. Okay, that's what we are going to do. Now, under the React library, we also have something which we call it as factories. Okay, factory is also one of the one which is already predefined. So factory also come up with something called as set of related type of values and methods. Okay, something called as sets, string methods, map, etc. Okay, so when you go with your React library, it also holds something called as factories. Under the factory, we are going to have some set of relative types. For example, I say set is a factory. What all the set of methods which is capable or which can be applied on the set data structure is one of the factory. I say map is one of the factory. Under that, it will be having its own predefined methods, etc. Relative set of methods, it is going to be treated as a factory. But the problem now, what I say that, boss, I have to make use of the factory inside the web application. Okay, I have to make use of the factory. So inside my web application. But what the problem we have is all the factories are called as something called as single calls. Okay, all the factories, we are going to call it as a single call. What do you mean by the single call here? Single call in the sense, every time I will say, I will create an object for the set. And if I make use of that guy in the web application, second time, if I have to make use, again, I need to recreate the object for that. That object, whatever we are creating, that will be used only once. After that, it is gone out of the memory. Are we clear? So whenever I say something called a single call, anytime we are going to have a factory, in fact, like in future, we see that our own factories also, we can create our own factories and services in your React. Now, when I have to use the existing factory, what happens is factory is having some related type of values, methods, etc. Every time, in order to make use of the factory in the web application, if we instantiate, if we create an object for the factory, it is going to become a single call. Once you create an object for that, one time you make use of it, it is gone. Second time I have to make use, every time you need to create a new object for the same factory. Are we clear? Now, this is the reason it is not recommended to directly use the factories inside the web application. Instead, we will be having something called as services. Every time we are going to make use of the services in your project, I will keep on using this word called as some like hook services. Okay, state management services. So there are lots of predefined services and user defined services also can be done. So what do you mean by a service? So service is again set of related factories. Okay, so what the service will do? A service is actually set of related factories. It is going to group it. Now, what is the difference between the factory and the service? The service is going to be used inside your web application where this time it is not a single call, it is going to be singleton. Okay, ever heard about the singleton architecture? People will be talking about what are the architecture you're by default following in your applications. We say that either it is singleton, factories, modules. So we say, so what do you mean by the singleton is anytime you're going to create an object for this particular class, every time it is going to give only one single value. It is not going to recreate the objects for you. Okay, say for example, I have a class called as now when I say something called as I say singleton. So what do you mean by this singleton? When I say class ABC, okay, I say some constructor like this. Now, anytime you want to create an object for this guy, what we used to say, var p1 is equal to new ABC of. This is what we say. So now p1 is one object. Now here, when I say something called as p2 is equal to new ABC. So if I say something like this is not a singleton because you are creating multiple objects for the same class. So instead of this, what actually we do is, this is like non-singleton. For example, if it is singleton, it's not singleton. Now when I say singleton here, okay, I say var get object equal to, or else, well, I'll say var obj is equal to get class object is the method what I'm calling. Now under this, what I'm going to define is, I say var get object is equal to a piece of method under which I'm going to say this class is already existing. Okay, now what I do is I'll say var p1. Okay, if p1 if not p1 implies if the p1 is having p1 is empty, I will say return, or else I'll say p1 is equal to new ABC of, and I'll say return p1, or else sorry, I can simply say return p1. Okay, now this is a singleton. Why the reason? For example, I say this is the one, this is the method which I'm calling. In order to create the object for this class ABC, I'm not using this class directly. I will say obj is equal to get class object. What this get class object is doing, he is checking, is my P1 object is empty. If you see initially P1 is empty. That is the reason if it is empty, I am creating an object here and I'm keeping into the P1 and I'm returning P1. Now this P1 will be returned into the obj here. Any questions? Now, if you say, I'm going to create another object for this, I say obj2, I say obj3 here. You tell me, is it 3 objects got created, or every time it is going to create only one single object, or every time you're using the same object? Same object it is doing. You see, second time I'm coming here, second time what it will go? It will go here. Is the P1 is already existing? Yes, then you return that guy itself. You see, if it is existing, then I'll come here. I'm returning the existing one which we have. So this is called as singleton factories. Okay, so here we are not going to create multiple objects for the one single class. So whenever you go to the services, what happens is the services which is internally using the factories, but the services will be always a singleton. Are we clear? Now, can I use the services directly inside my web application? No. So what actually we do is we are going to create our components. Based on the components, through the components, we are going to make use of the services. Okay, now for example, in my web application, am I going to use the services directly here? No, we will be using the components, and through components, we are going to make use of the services here. Okay, so this is where our component is coming into the picture. Okay, so this is where our components are going to come into the picture. Take some notes on this. React, okay, put a subheading called as components. Components. React.js, React.js strict is React.js